Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Tonight we are going to be reviewing the Belle Collective. If this is your first time here, then welcome. If you are here for a second or third time, then welcome back. Guys, please do not hesitate to like these videos and please share them with a friend. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be updated each and every time I upload a review. Now let's get into it. All right, so when the episode first opens up, we see Latrice, Mel, and Antoinette driving to go meet Kayla and Karen. Honey, I don't know why, but they're going to meet her on this farm. Okay, on the way in the car, they don't know where they're going, so they're like looking around trying to figure out what's all doing because all they see is hay and grass and all this kind of stuff. So Mel in the back seat, which is Latrice's publicist, she says, "I know she ain't bringing us to no plantation." Girl. Oh my God. No, I know she ain't, but honey, I would not put it past her. Okay. So as they're driving, they pull up and, they see Kayla and Karen standing there waiting. And so Antoinette says in her confessionals, she's not ready for a farm. Is that how you say it? I'm like, girl, not you a whole dentist, but don't know how to pronounce farm. Maybe if you shave down those big chiclets in your mouth, you'll be able to pronounce words. Your teeth are too big. Girl, oh my gosh, goodbye. Anyway, so while she acts illiterate and doesn't know how to pronounce farm, they get out and then Kayla and Karen greets them. And then her clumsy behind gets the heel stuck in the grass. Why do you keep wearing these heels? Everywhere you go, y'all are taping during COVID, which means that there will be more outside scenes. Oh my gosh, I just can't stand internet, if y'all can't already tell. Apparently, Kayla and Karen wants to buy a goat because she doesn't want to cut her grass. Girl, goodbye. Anyway, let me hurry up and get past this child. So she wants to buy a goat. So they are on this goat farm. Latrice said, "Girl, we eat goats. We don't visit goats." I'm like, I know that's right, honey. And I don't even remember eating no goat, child. The only thing I know about goats is I use them for emojis when I'm trying to say somebody's the greatest of all time. Okay? I don't even eat no goat. So after they finish rummaging around with these goats and trying to figure out what's going on, and Antoinette trying to figure out how to say the word farm, they stop and Latrice tells them about her failed anniversary dinner. Quite frankly, this whole scene was not popping, and I don't like to see Antoinette and Kayla and Karen in a scene for too long. So let's move on. Let's move on. So now we go over to Marie. Marie is in the kitchen making country time pink lemonade. Honey, I know that pink lemonade anywhere, honey. My mama used to make it for us when we was little. So she's calling the counselor over because she wants them to do an in-home session. Because, they did the first session, but now Marie wants to keep the party going. And Marie, that house looking like my grandma's house and how it was decorated in the 80s/early 90s. Honey, what are those valences over those blinds? Girl, you acting fake fabulous, but honey, that house is a mess. Okay, let's move on. But at least it's lived in. I can say that. Okay, because the other ones, your counterparts, and Latisha, honey, I like you, Latisha, but that house is an Airbnb, honey. I'm just gonna call a spade, honey. Y'all don't live there. And he was vacuuming the floor with his shoes on. Anyway, let me stay on track. So her and her velour tracksuit and her finger waves leads the counselor outside once he gets there, where his son and his baby mama's waiting, baby mama number 1 and baby mama number 2. So when they get outside, the counselor says, "Well, Marie, I'm going to let you open up the floor." So Marie basically said, "I just brought us here because I wanted to, make sure that you guys understand where I'm coming from. And because she's sick, she just wanted to clear the air." So she asked baby mama number 1 if she had any expectations. So then baby mama number 1 says, "I just want him to go and be the best man for his kids." Girl, what in the Barry White is going on with your voice? Child, I was listening to this and I'm like, okay, that son got a type, honey, because baby mama number 1 and baby mama number 2 sounded like the Temptations. Okay? I was like, what is really going on? So, child, oh my goodness, honey, let me gather myself, child. That was too much for me. And so, Marie was like, okay. So then she starts talking about how they need to contact Jerez directly because they don't need to go through her. Of course, she does things for the kids because those are her grandkids. But at the same time, she needs to teach him responsibility and she wants them to go through him. They shouldn't even know that money is coming from her. Basically, she wants to help her son look like a man when he really ain't got it. Okay. So, Marie tells them that, she's seriously sick and that she takes 12 pills a day and she would love to have all her grandkids, but sometimes she's unable to do that because, she has to take medicine. And sometimes when she has the kids, she's unable to take her medicine, which, it's like a domino effect. So this is really affecting her health and she needs all of them to step up, basically. She asked baby mama number 2, KK, the same question. Child, don't ask me how I know these people's names. So she asked baby mama number 2, KK, and she said, I want him to see the baby as much as possible because I didn't grow up with a dad. Okay, Merry Christmas from the Temptations. Child, that's all I think of when I hear this. Child, okay, y'all don't put me nobody. Oh my gosh, I try so hard to be serious in these reviews, child. One day I'm gonna give y'all a serious review, but I can't do it right now. All right, so Jerez says he will try, but due to school, he isn't always there, but he will get better because he grew up with a dad, so he wants to make sure that he gives his children the best. Marie tells them, basically, I want everybody to get on the same page because my health is not all the way there. I can't do things that I used to do. So baby mama number 2, KK, turns to baby mama number 1. Honey, this is so hood. This the hoodest scene I've ever seen in a reality show in all my 38 years, honey. This is a hood scene, child. Him and all these little small babies and all these different baby mamas and Marie, her finger waves, a velour tracksuit. Child, oh my goodness, honey. Country Time Lemonade, a counselor that has not said a word. Honey, y'all could have did that by yourself. Is he charging by the hour? Anyway. So then baby mama number 2 tells KK that she wants to be friends. She's like, we don't have to be best friends, but like friends, so we can call each other up and get the kids together to play. I respected that. I thought that was real grown woman like, and I'm really trying to figure out the timeline. That's what I really care about. If we can delve into the timeline a little bit more, that would make me so happy because I just want to know, how did this happen? Like what? Okay. So basically she wants their kids to grow up together, and baby mama number 1 was sitting there looking real hardcore, and she even said, you know what, don't worry about how I'm looking or how my demeanor is because I'm just chilling, but I think that that's a good idea. So Marie was like, wow, that's real grown woman of you. And I mean, it was. And Jerez, of course, he's sitting up there looking crazy, but quite frankly, baby mama number 2 want to be sister wives with baby mama number 1. That's what it sounded like to me, honey. Are y'all a throuple? Y'all know they saying throuple now, honey. All right. Moving right along. So in the next scene, we see Antoinette and her big teeth and her helmet wig meeting with this questionable dude for a date. Yet again, she's wearing these heels. Oh my goodness. And I call him questionable because, honey, child, look, yeah, just watch the episode if you have not. Honey, he ain't into Antoinette. I'm just saying. Child, please. So she's wearing these heels yet again, and she says that she met him in Ghana after her divorce. So basically she did an eat, pray, love type of thing, and she decided to go to Ghana to free herself. Girl, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead on, Fantasia, okay? So she said that she met him there and they vibed really good and they kept in touch ever since. So they sit and talk, but he presents her with a bottle of champagne and she's like, that's my favorite drink. Oh, girl, just have a seat. So they sit and talk. She started talking to him about this dental practice. Oh, child, this dental practice gonna wear me out. She starts talking to him about how, you remember when I told you I was working on some things? Well, I got a dental practice going and I'm so excited. And he's like, well, am I going to get a chance to see it? And then she's like, well, I'm doing a sip and see in a few weeks. Maybe you can come back, because he lives in Seattle. He agreed that he would come back, but let's just cut the, okay? Girl, you don't want that man and he don't want you either, okay? I don't know where y'all finding these extras, but honey, that man don't want you and you don't want him because he wants somebody else and it ain't you. And she doesn't have a vagina. All right, allegedly. So she told him about her sip and see. He said he would come back to Seattle. Child, this old awkward date. Let's move forward. The next scene we see Marie and her lesbian lover Essie, allegedly, in their finger waves, honey, standing around in the kitchen, talking about Cedric and his disappearing act. Marie, you don't bit more care about Cedric being gone than the man in the moon. I'm just gonna tell you right now, honey. They acting their butt off. Marie tries to face, so they're talking about him and she's telling Essie, you know, this is maybe not like all the other times. You think something happened to him? Girl, ain't nothing happened to him in them Easter suits, honey, coming in talking about, what's up, Marie? Child, please. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He don't want to be in the scene with you and Essie. Basically, you his beard, he your beard, all the beards, honey. Child, everybody covering for everybody. Essie married and she the beard for the child. Okay. I don't have time, honey. Y'all need to read them Facebook posts, honey, because they talking about y'all over there. I'm just telling you. Allegedly. All right. So then Marie tries to FaceTime him, but he doesn't answer. Girl, okay. Essie says his phone is probably somewhere else because when he comes home, he leaves the phone in the truck. Okay. Essie tells Marie, remember when he left you when you were sick and you didn't know if you were going to live or die? He is not the one. And we know he ain't the one because you the one. He the two, child. Okay? Everybody knows what everybody knows, allegedly. Well, he gone because, basically Essie is letting her know to let it go because the way that this is going, it's just not panning out right. And she shouldn't keep holding on to something that isn't there. But quite frankly, Marie, you should get an Oscar, honey, because you mustered up that tear. Honey, you tried all you could to get them tears out because we know you don't care nothing about Cedric like that, and y'all can't convince me that she does, honey. Pipe up in the comments if you feel like Marie actually cares that Cedric in his Easter suit has not arrived back at home before the streetlights came on. I'm here to tell you that I have a difference of opinion. If we shall disagree, that is fine. Moving right along. Now we go over to Latisha and Tambria, and they go meet with the councilman because Latisha has a lot of explaining to do about the foolishness that happened because of Kayla and Karen, and can't nobody convince me differently. I feel like, yes, Marie could have just sat there and, with her fascinator and not said a word, but nobody wants to hear Kayla speaking her speech after she disrupted them being able to tell their story. Okay, so I just really didn't care nothing about that. Latisha comes in and she tells the councilman that she isn't getting any answers about her Fair Street project. Nobody's answering the emails. Nobody's answering the phone calls. And basically he just said y'all was acting a fool at that brunch and the streets is talking. Okay, he said it in a nice professional way, but y'all know I paraphrase. So basically he said that he didn't want to involve himself in anything that would show him in a bad light. And as far as the brunches are concerned, it was too much popping off. So when he put his church finger up and exited stage left, he meant that. So if she can reel them in and rally the troops to act like they have some sense next time they have a brunch with important people present, then maybe the project can move forward. Tambria pipes up because she's getting a little bit upset, and she tells him that isn't the normal. Normally when they have these brunches, everything runs smoothly. I don't know if it's popping off each and every time because the cameras are there now, but apparently, according to Tambria, they've been having these brunches for 5 or 6 years and nothing like this has ever happened. Of course, Latisha, being the sweetie pie that she is, she apologizes to the councilman and lets him know and reassures him that this will not happen again. He said, all right now, honey, because I ain't gonna be able to help you if you do that again. So she walks on out, her and her synthetic wig, and they go on out, and now we're at Tambria's scene where she goes on a date. Tambria was doing too much talking this episode, especially at this date, so I skipped it, but he gave her pink roses. Let's move forward. Now we see the girls gathering at Tambria's house for a powwow, honey. It's time to get down to the Friendtervention, or the Sistervention, as Latisha keeps calling it. So she finally let us in her space, y'all. And I was like, okay, this look lived in. Okay, so this is Tambria's actual place. One thing I can say, besides Tambria's voice, she's not putting on airs. Now, I don't know where she picked that voice up at, because I took voice and diction in college because I wanted to be a radio personality. I wanted to work in radio and television. That is not how they taught us to speak. So, do you see, like when you guys listen to news anchors, they all have one universal voice. We are taught that. I can pull that up if I wanted to because I was taught that in college. I don't know what this voice is Tambria be using on the radio, child. But girl, be yourself, honey, and speak your speech, child. Because let me tell you something. They ain't teach me how to talk like I'm talking to y'all, but I do it, honey. Because this is just me. And if I was on the radio, I'd probably be talking to them just like this, honey. Okay, just call me the Midday Diva. All right, so she let them in, and everyone was there except Marie. So the girls gets there, and she tells them that she brought them there because the brunch went left. So Antoinette gonna say, don't they all? And then Tambria was like, no, not all. So Latrice says, well, all the ones I went to. Tambria said, you been to one. I'm like, I know that's right, girl. And between you and Marie, that's why you had an unpleasant time at this brunch. It had nothing to do with the actual brunch itself. Although those affirmations do need work. And Latisha, if Tambria is not present to host the brunch, honey, please cancel. Because, I mean, you was holding up that mirror and child, that was a mess. Then Antoinette says, me too. Tambria said, you've been to two. And if y'all remember, in my last review, I said that Antoinette was a liar. Because remember, she was telling Latrice, well, if you want cold wings and waffles, then this is the brunch for you. And I was like, you probably have never even been to a brunch besides the ones that have been filmed. And Tambria confirmed that I was correct. Honey, Antoinette, you a fake, child. A fake and a phony. You and Kayla and Karen. Ugh. And in this scene, honey, your wig is sitting there. Your head is as tiny as Beetlejuice, and you have this big helmet wig on. You never have them glued down right. They're never tacked down. How can y'all be friends with Latrice and her goddess lengths, and y'all don't have the right wigs on? Latrice, are you really a friend, honey? Sitting there watching her with this helmet on her head while you sitting over there looking all zhuzhed up, honey, because that wig was everything, honey. That's some good vacation hair. I'm gonna have to look you up. But back to Antoinette. That hair is all wrong, okay? And you're her friend and so close to her. You need to help them get them wigs together, honey. I'm not going to be friends with somebody who owns a hair store, but my hair always looking a fool. Child, Latrice, I'm side-eyeing you, honey. Are we really friends? Because, I mean, okay. So, Tambria says the reason the councilman left is because of the brunch and the way things were going between Marie and Kayla and Karen. And so basically that's like, we not surprised. Latrice says the common denominator is man. Oh my goodness. Child, they say anything, not man. Y'all leave Marie alone, honey. She on pills. And she got lupus and it probably was flaring up, honey. That's when it get wild. When she having her flare up. Y'all better leave her alone. So then Latrice goes into the fact that she's a bully and she likes to play victim and, turns things around when really she's the one that starts all the mess. Mel says, can y'all support her? So no, Tambria said, well, we all need to support each other. I mean, y'all support Fair Street Project, right? And they were like, yeah, we support Fair Street. So then Mel says, well, can y'all support Fair Street with Marie by Latisha's side? So Latrice and Antoinette looking like, nah, we ain't gonna be able to do it. And so then Antoinette was like, I'm tired of talking about this brunch. I'm tired of talking about this hair. You need to be talking about some hair, honey. That's what you need to be talking about. She's like, it's just stupid. It's all just stupid. Girl, what about that wig you're wearing? That's stupid. Oh my gosh. So anyway, Antoinette keeps piping up talking about that stupid. Then Latisha gets there. Latisha walks in and Tambria hands her a glass of red wine immediately. Okay? Because she does not want her to go in without something to inebriate her. Because these heifers is in here talking real reckless about her brunch. Tambria fills her in and lets her know what's going on. And then Latisha realizes that this Sistervention is specifically for her. And so Antoinette starts lying, talking about, I support you. Houseway, how do you support her? Every episode you have dogged this brunch. Last episode, you and Karen sat up there and basically said that she throws cafeteria brunches. Like, girl, get out of here. I won't listen to nothing you said. So she says she has two friends that had bad experiences because of Marie. Oh my God. Latrice can speak up for herself, Antoinette. Okay, you telling Tambria you don't want to get in the middle of it, but you're saying two of your friends had bad experiences. Speak for your personal experience. Nobody did anything to you personally. Yes, Marie was wrong before approaching Latrice at this brunch, but how many times are we going to go over this? Why are you guys beating a dead horse? Marie can't even film in the same setting with you ladies. So I'm trying to figure out, why do y'all keep talking about that? Marie, you popping, honey. Latrice says, basically, Latisha needs to watch the company that she keeps. Latisha was like, I'm not about to turn my back on Marie because she's my friend. She's not fake. I haven't heard anything but negative things come out of y'all mouth, and don't play with my reputation. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. So she was like, why do y'all keep bringing up the brunch like it's the brunch? It's Marie. So she basically checks Antoinette and lets her know that her name shouldn't have come up at her sage and champagne party, because it got back to her the fact that they were throwing shade at her. And I know it probably came from Tambria. Tambria, honey, that was a messy boots move, because I know nobody else told her. Latrice didn't tell her. because she was happy her and Marie weren't there. Mel don't really talk to her like that. Kayla and Karen didn't call her on the phone, so you know it had to be Tambria. So she was like, you know, people have to earn my respect. And I'm like, I appreciate that. You know, your friends are your friends. But it is true that you are the company that you keep, Latisha. So if you really want this to be successful, you know, you're going to have to tame Marie or just put her in different settings. I don't know. I don't know what to say. So she was basically like, she said, stop including her in that brunch and her brunch in that mess. So then Latrice and Marie can meet. She said Latrice and Marie can meet at a convenience store and have the same energy. And I believe that, because I believe that Latrice will be running, pumping that gas, honey, and might leave the gas pump in the car as she drives off while Marie chasing her down the street, honey. I believe that, because, honey, oof, my God. Latrice said Marie came to her, which is true. Okay, and then Latisha says that they both need to take accountability. So then this is when Antoinette starts piping up, and she's like, let's stay out of people's stuff. Let's just stay out. So, honey, Tambria stood up because, quite frankly, Tambria is boiling because of the fact that as black women, Tambria don't like Karen Kaylon, and she just needs to say that, okay? She don't like her. We're with you, Tambria. We might not be with that voice, but we are with you. She don't like her. So the fact that she brought that girl and started talking about Marie, Tambria didn't like that. So Tambria said, let me tell you something. It's not about staying out of something. It's about going hard for what you believe in. And I believe in her brunch. And Antoinette said Tambria and her pageantry don't work in real life. So she said, your idea of empowerment, this is Antoinette speaking, your idea of empowerment don't work. So Tambria stood up and so did Antoinette. And I'm like, well, let's get it going. And Tambria, you might need to sit down, honey. You got too many bundles in your head. But at the same time, Antoinette's is not tacked down. So, I mean, it's really anyone's fight. Tambria says she will talk about it all day because she get paid to talk. I'm like, I know that's right. And Tambria was not using that high-pitched voice. She was using her indoor voice. And so she was letting her know. She says, I go hard for other women supporting each other. Then Antoinette said, this ain't got nothing to do with us. So, baby, Tambria said, next. Are you a black woman, right? Antoinette said, am I a black woman? Are you a black woman? Can you see me? Are you black? Because you're the one that never experienced colorism ever. That has nothing to do with her sticking with her black people, honey. You carrying around Kaylon Karen like one of those change purses. So she just want to know, are you down with us or what? Because, I mean, what is going on? Girl, bye. Antoinette said, this ain't my situation. So then Antoinette starts showing those big chipmunk teeth and her wig almost falls off and she's moving her head in all these silly different directions. And all I could think of is Real Housewives season 4 when they went to Africa and Sheree and Marlo were fighting because Sheree didn't invite Marlo to that party and they were going, that's what this reminded me of. And I was like, oh my God, please, I hope y'all hair don't fly off. So she said, so then Tambria, you know, they arguing back and forth about their blackness and the fact that basically she feels like Antoinette is a sellout. That's what I got from it. And so she said, I get paid to talk. So then Antoinette said, can I pay you not to talk? Tambria said, cut the check. I'm like, cut the check. Bust it down. Turn your goofy down. Okay, that's all I can think of. You better tell her, Tambria. So Tambria said, cut the check, honey. So after she said that, because Antoinette wasn't expecting that, Antoinette said, you know what? I just want to apologize because, you know, you can go about it the way that you want to go about it. And I'm going to go about it the way that I want to go about it. And I don't want to be involved. Girl, you weak sauce, honey. So then she turns around in a circle because Latrice was holding her back. For what? I have no idea, honey. She wasn't going to bust a grape. So Latrice said, can I talk? No, so Antoinette said, can I talk to you for a minute? They go into Tambria's kitchen and they start talking about this dental practice. Oh my goodness. The back of my head hurting. She says, it's moving so fast. I mean, I have a floor up. I have an office. Well, honey, when did this happen? Because last time I saw, you had 4 pillars and a post. I ain't seen no foundation in there yet. But apparently it's moving real fast, okay? And she's scared that it won't succeed. And that's a natural feeling because when we are doing something and, you know, we're afraid of failure. That's first and foremost. And then secondly, you know, you put all this money and all this effort into something and it might not be what you think it's going to be. I mean, I have those fears too with this YouTube channel. I want it to be a success. I want to be as big as your Funky Dinevas and your, you know, Michelle Browns and your Bondi Blues and all these kind of people. I want to be big like that. But at the same time, I didn't know if I could do it. And then y'all showed up and showed me some support, and I appreciate you for that. But then back over to Antoinette, she started doing all that crying, honey. And she was like, well, when I was married, girl, do you want to, girl, go find that ex, honey. I don't want to keep hearing this every episode. Basically, she was saying when she was married, she would have some type of safety net, because if this goes under, then she will basically be bankrupt. Latrice offers her words of wisdom and gives her a pep talk and tells her that she's the hardest working woman that she knows, and that this is a natural feeling for her to feel overwhelmed when it's unknown. You don't know if it's going to succeed or fail, but all you can do is try. And I mean, that's the truth. Antoinette trying to muster up a tear, but she can't get one out. So then she buries her head into Latrice's arm. She does this fake cry. Girl, you ain't crying, honey. You didn't practice that part good. She's crying and crying and crying, or fake crying. But basically, girl, you crying over that ex. And the episode ended. All right, if I had to rate this episode, I would rate it a 7. I like how Tambria piped up. It's getting better. 7 or a 7.5. Okay. All right. Well, that is my review for the Belle Collective tonight. Belle Collective Season 1, Episode 7, Sistervention. I am so happy that you guys decided to join me for this review. As always, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. It will be down in the description box below. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.